We can return two things called key. So key is something which recognize the group title. Sorry, recognize a group text. So let me complete the code and then I will explain. So that's all. So this is the only extra code we need to write for grouping. So this particular function, what it is doing, see here, in this particular statement, we are saying table.getBinding items. Table.getBinding items means what? It is pointing to all the items binding. So what is there in the items binding? In the items binding, I have this /employee set. /employee set means what? /employee set means all the table records, isn't it? Each and every record of the table. So in simple words, all table records. Now, when you say dot sort and then you are passing array of sorteds. Now in this array of sorteds, so this is also an array of sorted. You are pushing the group field, group order along with the function. Okay. So when you say this items binding dot sort and when you pass the array, each and every record of the table is pointed out by the items binding. So each and every record of the table will be passed as a each and every record's binding context is passed as a parameter to this function. So let us take first record. So this is the first record, Amit. So the first record will be read into this binding context. So binding context dot get property skill. That means you are checking the skill of this record, SAP UI5, and you are returning that record with this particular group title, and this is the unique ID of this record. So key act like a unique ID, and text is the group title. So this creates the first group title, this one. So I'm talking about the group title. This is called group title. This is called group title. Okay. So if the group title is already there, it just ignore it and it won't create another group title. Okay. So the text is the group text or title. So key is nothing but the skill of that particular record. Okay. So as of now, I group the data basing on the skill, kind of hard coded as of now. So let us see if our table gets grouped basing on the skill or not. Okay. Just 1 second. So even you select, even you don't select, does not matter as of now. Now let me click on the go button. Didn't happen. Let's see any error. The property disk is not found in the employee. 1 second, there is something wrong. We copy and pasted our grouping, right? Where is that? This is group order, this is skill, this is a designation. So in the error, I can see the property DSC not found in the type employee. So did I use it anywhere? This is a descending. Let me see here. context.get property array of sorters.push, return key also the skill, text also the skill.
Does it not give any line number or a view, like where it is the error?
So here we need to write a small if condition, guys. So here actually when I click on the go button, we are reading the sort field and sort order also. Sort field, sort order was read. Actually this sort order is neither 0, is -1, so but still we are pushing it here. So when you click on the go button, we have not written a if condition to check whether this sort field and sort order are selected or not. Okay, so that's the problem. So let me put that in a if condition. So we need to push it only if your sort field, that means from this drop down, you should select something. It should not be empty. Okay, so sort field is not equal to empty, and sort order, and this sort order should not be equal to -1. So not equal to -1. Why I kept not equal to -1? For example, you did not selected any of them. Then what you will get? You get -1. Get selected key on the radio button group, you will get -1. Okay. So if your sort field is not equal to empty, that means you selected something here and you selected something from the radio button also, from this radio button, whatever. So when both are selected, so this is not empty, this is also not empty, then only you need to apply the sorting. But what we have done, we are just simply pushing it. So you need to push it only in this case. Okay, so if your sort field is not equal to empty and sort order is not equal to empty, then only you apply the sorting, otherwise don't apply the sorting. Okay, I can see that is the only issue, and I think this also should be in the same if condition. If my group field, if the end user has selected some group field not equal to empty, and group order is also not equals to -1, so then only you need to apply even the grouping. Okay, so unnecessarily we should not do that. Now let us see. Now let me apply the grouping on the skill. Click go. Yeah, so this is done. Now you can see the table is grouped based on ABAP and then SAP UI5. Okay, but however, if I select from skill as a designation also, it won't group based on the designation. The reason is I just did it only on the skill. See, still you can see skill. So why it is not grouping based on designation? Designation means this one, right? This is what is designation, right? So the reason is I hard coded this function. I hard coded this particular function saying that you group basing on the skill only. You group basing on the skill only. So this has to be little optimized. How? So basically, when you are reading the value from this drop down, you will get either designation or skill, right? So that is what is group field. Now this particular group field, we need to put it into a if condition. If this group field is skill, that means from this drop down I have selected skill, then this function should be on skill. Getting my point? For example, if the group field is let's say designation, then the function that you are adding, so this function should be on the designation. Okay, so for this we need to write one more if condition here. If your group field, okay, to group the data, whatever the field that you have chosen, if this particular group field is equals to is that if it is skill, okay, if it is skill, then only this entire logic is kept into the if condition, and you need to write a else if the group field that you have chosen is not skill, it is, for example, designation. I'm getting the selected key. Selected key means design. Okay, so if it is a designation, then you push into the sorting with another function. So the function will have get property as designation, and it should return the designation. So at a time, either this one get executed or this one get executed. Both of them will not get executed. So now this will solve our problem. Got my point, guys? So let me summarize this entire logic. So whenever you have grouping and sorting, grouping goes first. So you need to read the group field, you need to read the group order. So that is what I have done. So this by id dot get selected key, get selected index. So this is radio button group, so get selected index. And after that, I know that grouping is also kind of sorting. So basically the sorter library only used. So for sorter library, you need to push your array with a new sorter with your group field as the first parameter, group order as your second parameter, and there should be a grouping function. The grouping function will receive each and every row's binding context, and it checks that record basing on whatever the field on which you want to do the grouping. So here, if the group field selected is skill, then I am checking each and every record basing on the skill, and I am returning that record to a separate under a separate title. Okay, so text is the group title basically. And if it is a designation, if the group field that you have selected is designation, then I'm creating a new sorter. So again, group field and group order. So these two fields are same, but my grouping function should do the grouping basing on the designation of the records. So I will read the designation of each and every record and return my records with the same titles. Got it? So this if condition we need to write to check whether end user has selected any group field, end user has selected any group order or not. Because we need to apply this entire grouping only when end user has selected something from this drop down and he selected something from this radio button. Okay, so we can't simply apply the grouping without he selecting this one and this one. So here also same, we can't apply the grouping simply, we can't apply the sorting simply even without he selecting sort field and sort order. So that is the reason this if condition is used. So we are checking whether group field is not equal to empty, means he has selected something, okay, and even the group order not equal to -1, okay. All right, so this is the main if condition to enter to see whether he selected this one and this one, and after that we are seeing once he selected both group field and group order, then we are writing a if condition So if your group field is skill, okay, then you as a third parameter, the grouping function still should be there. So if the group field is designation, then as a third parameter, the designation should be there. That's all. Okay, so now let us see if it sort based on the designation also or not. So now we can see developer, senior developer, team lead. So all of them are grouped. So descending order, let's see. So team lead gone to the top, and then the senior developer, and then the developer. Okay. All right. So this is working. So coding wise, not a big difference, guys. So yesterday's coding is this one. Okay. So in yesterday's coding also we have read the sort field, we have read the sort order, and then into the array of sorters, we are pushing new sorter with the sort field, sort order. Now the only difference is you got a new function here. That's all. You got a new function here. That is the only difference you need to understand. Okay, don't get confused. I will show you, I will compare this code with this code. See, till here, both are same. This group field, group order, and if and else condition to keep false and true. So, and then the main if condition to check whether he has selected both or not. So here also same. So till here it is same. Okay. So since it is simple sorting, we just created a new sorter and then sort field, sort order, both are there, only two parameters. But here, this along with the group field and group order, we need a new function. And this particular function should be different for skill and it should be different for designation. That is the reason this is another if and else condition has came into picture. So in the if group field is skill, then my third parameter changes. If the group field is a designation, so my third parameter here changes. Okay, right. So that's it, guys, and the grouping is working. So with this, we have successfully completed the filtering, sorting, and grouping. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to the next DPC extension class method. Till now, we have seen query operation. So all the things, whatever you have seen till now, they are around query operation scenarios. So reading all the data from the table and then filtering them, sorting them, grouping them. So all this revolves around your query operation. Your F4 help is query operation. Your multi-value UI elements is query operation. So everything is hitting query operation method, that is employee set underscore get underscore entity sets. Okay. So from tomorrow we are going to our next operation, that is read operation. So read operation will read single record from the backend. So what is the scenario to read single record from the backend? We'll see. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave for today.
That grouping we are doing, right? Grouping are based on one particular field. Can we sum up that salaries and then show them in that same grouping?
See, grouping is not summing up. That is different and this is different. Grouping means grouping the data basing on a particular column. Okay. There is no relation between your summing up and this one.
See, once you are grouping, you are getting all the records in that order, right? That particular order, whatever the grouping you have done. Parallelly, we would like to say that for that group of SAP UI5 employees, we would like to put a total, like in the same column, like salary column only, the total, what is the budget involved for the salaries of SAP UI5.
So that we can't do. That kind of thing we can't do. So I understand what you ask, like for example,
like subtotal and grand total, we would like to get subtotal for the groups and the grand total for overall salaries for all the employees.
So within the table, we can't, we don't have that option. Reset. See, I understand, like you. Okay, so this is the group. So you want some here, right?
Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah.
No, that is not part of the grouping, so that you can't do here. So grouping will just group the data. That's all. So it won't sum any of these things.
Okay.
Okay, fine, guys. Then we'll see our read operation from tomorrow. Okay, have a nice day.